Parshat Shmini. Parshat Shmini, as you can see at the bottom of your screen in Hebrew, with some fire in the background, have already been introduced somewhat to the Parsha by Reb Didi K, who tells us the story of Nadav and Abihu, sons of Aaron, who is the high priest, who are bringing with them what is in the Torah described as alien or strange fire, and they have not been instructed to do so. So, let's see what happens. If I asked you, what comes to mind when I say the word grief? This might be one of those things. Or it might be this. Or it might be what some of us do, which is searching out, sorry about that. Let's get that again. This, that, or searching out advice from our treasured friend or professional help. One can only imagine that Aaron undergoes grief when he learns of the death of his sons. There are many ways to respond to grief, as you are only too aware and experience that, I'm sure. In Psalm 30, it says, Be'erev yalin bechi, in the evening time, we lie down in tears. V'laboker rina, but in the morning, we wake up singing in joy. Something happens overnight. Something transforms from sadness to joy. And here you could see a photo of our beloved Reb Zalman with his talis and tefillin on, reaching to the heavens in the morning. Joy comes in the morning. We call out, Shema Adonai, listen, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh v'choneni, be there for me, come to my aid, answer me, be gracious to me, be my helper, Heyeh Ozer li. And Reb Zalman has a beautiful unpacking of this line in Psalms. Hafachta mispadi l'macholi, petachta saki v'azreini simcha. Let's see what he says. You turned my mourning, M-O-U-R-N, into a happy dance. And so that is one instruction, perhaps one way that we might deal with a moment of grief, which is calling out to the Holy Blessed One, who then we will go through the transformation with God's help of turning our mourning into, I love the way Reb Zalman says, a happy dance. L'ma'an yizamerchecha, l'ma'an yizamerchecha, l'ma'an yizamerchecha kavod v'lo yidom. So that I might sing your praises and not be silent, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, my God, forever I will give thanks. This is yet another response one might have to grief, which is expressing gratitude, to not be silent, as Aaron was, but rather taking a different approach. And so now, let's take a look at some different approaches. But here, we're going to take a look at the text that all of this is based on. Vayechachu v'nei Aharon, Nadav v'Abihu ish machtato, vayitnu vahem eish, v'yasimu aleha ketoret, v'yakrivu lifnei Adonai eish zara, strange alien fire, asher lo tziva otam. Now Aaron's sons Nadav and Abihu each took his fire pan, put fire in it, and laid incense on it. And they offered before Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh alien fire. We have no idea what that means, but what we know is that they had not been asked by God to do so. All right, so does that mean we can never, ever act upon our kavanah, our intentionality, our impulse to do something? Let's dig a little further into the Parsha. Vatetze eish milifnei Adonai v'tochal otam v'yamutu lifnei Adonai. And fire came forth from Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh and consumed them. Thus they died before Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. Vayidom Aharon, and Aaron was silent. What are we to make of this silence in the face of grief, in the face of something that is almost immeasurable, beyond our ability to take in that kind of grief? I cannot imagine, and I'm not going to. So let's look at some of the Hasidic commentaries on Aaron's silence in that moment. First, starting off, that Aaron was so shocked and broken over the loss of his sons. Oh, I'm sorry, these aren't Hasidic ones. These are just traditional commentaries on what's going on. He was so broken over the loss of his sons, he couldn't speak. We've all been there. Something happens beyond words. He couldn't even cry. He was emotionally paralyzed. Thus, he was silent. Or his faith was so solid and unshakable that he accepted the decree with a complete heart, never once questioning Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh's decision. And please, us chaplains in the group or us good friends in the group, do not ever say to someone, well, God must have had a good reason for that. Here's two Hasidic commentaries. Sfat Emet, Rabbi Yehuda Aryeh Leib of Ger. He teaches that in moments of intense divine revelation or trauma, words can fall short. Connection with the divine can sometimes be expressed through silence. And I pulled out a line from Tanakh that I feel goes with this. From Psalm 65, L'cha dumiyah, tehillah Elohim. To you, you see that dome, when that yidom, Aaron was silent, there's that same root. To you, silence is praise, my God. So what the Sfat Emet is saying, of course, is through our silence, we are praising Yah. Next, the Meishiloach, the Ishbitzer Rebbe, Rabbi Mordechai Yosef Lehner. Aaron's silence came from knowing that Nadav and Abihu were taken at the height of spiritual ecstasy through their own intense longing for God. Aaron understood their deaths were not punishment, but a kind of divine kiss. A holy departure due to their overwhelming desire to be close to God. Now, we don't want that to happen to any of us. That our yearning is so great that we basically are taken back. Boy, that seems to me the most extreme kind of teshuvah. Teshuv, hey, to return to Elohim, to God. But we do know from Tanakh, there's an example of this in a very gentle and loving way. That is when Moshe Rabbeinu expires, when he dies. Vayamat sham Moshe eved Adonai be'eretz Moav al pi Adonai. And Moshe died, Moshe who was the servant of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh in the land of Moav, al pi Adonai might be translated as at the instruction of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, but it also, what's our pi? This is our peh. At the kiss, the divine kiss. Should we all go out that way, kissed by divinity, and then moving on to the next world? Totally different approach from the Tiferet Shlomo, Rabbi Shlomo Rabinowitz of Radomsk, who teaches as great as Aaron was, David HaMelech, King David, he was even greater. King David said, so that I might sing your praises and not be silent. Lema'an yizamerchecha v'lo yidom, I sang before. My God, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, forever I will give thanks in doing so. And you know, King David had his share of tsuris. King David pledged no matter how difficult or turbulent his life circumstances, no matter what occurred, he would never stop singing. I recall that is exactly what I did when I was going through an extreme period of grieving after my separation and subsequent divorce, of grieving for the loss of my sons, because I had agreed to and bought into divorce from my former wife, but not from divorcing my kids. And that was brought on extreme period of turbulence for me. And something that I found myself doing all the time was sitting at the piano and singing. And sometimes just wordless melodies, just to let it out and let it live. How could I stop from singing?
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul.
How can I keep from singing? It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? On this Shabbat Shmini, my holy friends, may each of us express our grief in ways that work best for us, whether it be through song, silence, or tears, or any other way. May our response serve to soothe the soul, guiding us to more love, more love, more love, more love. The heavens are calling, the angels are singing, O Zion, more love, more love. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.